Tuesday it is closed. Well, while you are in St. Petersburg, a trip, the ballet is classical ballet, Romeo and Juliet, and you get to see, to look around yourself, the vegetable plots, how they get their water from a village well, perhaps even try a water from a village well. And finally, we conclude the tour with the free time at the famous historical Arbat pedestrian street.
Now this is Russia. So this is Russia village.
Okay, the name of this town is Vyborg. That's Russian name. Vyborg is Finnish name. In fact, Finns, Swedes, and Russians fought for this town for centuries. On the left-hand side, you can see a castle, which dates to the time when Vyborg was ruled by Sweden. In return, Sweden was ruled at the time by Denmark. And on the right-hand side, you can see cranes of Vyborg port. Now, as we turn left, on the right, ladies and gentlemen, you will see a renovated apartment house. This apartment house burned down 10 years ago, and they only started doing the renovations. Well, keep looking to your right. Russian fleas.
That's why they call it a flea market.
Well, originally, this territory, where Vyborg is located, used to belong to Russian Novgorodian Principality. And when we lived with you, in 18th century, Peter the Great managed to win
I think it's coming off fast. just saw it.
It looks like a railway station above this too.
We found
On the left-hand side, you can see a railway station of Viborg. You can see an Orthodox chapel. After 1991, churches, places of worship in this country, mosques, synagogues, churches were destroyed or used as warehouses. Came to power headed by Kerensky. In the West, this is more familiar to you as Kerensky government. And the first time Lenin, Bolshevik leader, tried to overthrow provisional government was in June of 1917. This attempt failed, and provisional government issued a warrant for Lenin's arrest. He immediately had to go into hiding, so he hid on an island on this lake, pretending to be a Finnish lumberjack. And there he wrote a book called State and Revolution, and in this book he only called it a kiss. Yes, so you're going to see a lot of kissing on streets of Russian cities.
Looks like someone's there. Silver? I don't know.
And at the time, government decided that the name St. Petersburg sounded too German for Russian ear. Who fought and defended Leningrad said they were fighting for Leningrad during the Second World War. They were not fighting for St. Petersburg. Weather is hotter, you can see people sunbathing here. Naval Academy is situated along the shore of the Gulf of Finland. And ladies and gentlemen, on the left-hand side you can see St. Petersburg television tower. And this television tower does not, I repeat, does not have a revolving restaurant at the top. But after all, this is Russia. So remember, don't judge it by the way it looks outside.
Yeah, absolutely.
Town, St. Petersburg, just there is a spit of Bassos Island, and there you can see multicolored domes, and this is Cathedral of Christ Redeemer on spilled blood in the distance on the left. And ladies and gentlemen, today this stadium, soccer stadium, is called after Peter the Great. It's called Petrovsky. If you think this is quite impressive, when we are in Moscow, you will see something on much larger scale. But that dates to early 20th century. And now on the right you can see River Neva. This river flows from Ladoga Lake into the Gulf of Finland. And the
That's the ship that came down across the ocean. But the Navy changed over and they came down.
The reason for it is that the bridge on the right hand side has been reconstructed and renovated for the last year and a half. And the one that we drive with you on now, this is temporary bridge. It was specially erected to permit traffic flow from Brussels Island to the mainland. So as soon as this bridge on the right So on our city tour the day after tomorrow, we shall have a stop near St. Isaac's, and during the Imperial Splendors tour, those of you who are on the tour, you will be able to go in. If you look to your left, you can see there are some stone chips left in granite columns. They've been left here from the time of the Second World War. Just as a reminder to people about the Second World War. Well, you can try typical St. Petersburg. So some of you were asking me whether you're going to see brown bear. Well, if you have enough white bears, then you will see white bears.
No, I see pigs too.
And to our right, this building with flags on the top, this is Mariinsky Palace. Mariinsky Palace, and today it houses St. Petersburg Palace.
The University campus on the right-hand side. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please keep looking to the right. Pretty soon, in a couple of seconds, you will see something very special. This is one of the most splendid palaces. The house that we had inside, it was run by two gentlemen, by Wolf and Beranger. The confectionery of Wolf and Beranger later became known as the 900 Jets. 900 Jets, 900 fountains are playing there. And ladies and gentlemen, this fountain was constructed only 4 years ago, in the year 2003, very important year, when we observed the 300th anniversary of the fountain. Shall I tell you the name? Yes, as what? Do you know, or shall I tell the name? Peter the Great, exactly. Peter the Great. was paid for an apartment located in the building, which is located not only in the Bolshevik uprising, which is also known as the Revolution of the Bolsheviks in its Romanian 17th, but she took part in different ladies and gentlemen, the Baltic Bridge house of this building. Everybody knows it. According to the Book of Records of Guinness, this is the most popular name of the Englishmen who fled France after the revolution when they started to execute their kings and queens, came here to Russia, and they settled down along this embankment. The blue palace is there on the right-hand side, yellow color. Peter the Great's palace. That was the very first palace in the city. His rooms were on the ground floor. Was founded by Peter in 1703. A yellow building with white columns and three cupolas. The central one is a green color with buttons on the left-hand side. In the night it was sold S-A-L-T, like pepper, like mint, salt was the dancing hall, and the upper floor was occupied by the rooms for children and servants. And this is what they had here throughout the 18th nowadays, you know. They had garages inside for carriages, they had stables for horses, they had laundries and kitchens, they had everything in these buildings. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please look to the left. Look to the elegant yellow building with white columns. This is a pier for royal boats. They were also very fond of riding or sailing the boats along rivers and canals here, rivers and canals. Well, the boys are still running, they're still jogging, you know, training for the Olympic Games.
Hey, let's track in reverse.
The imperial splendor is optional. We shall be quite close to the cathedral and we shall go inside the cathedral, so you will be able to see it here several times again. This is just the first impression. If you got a glimpse of it, that's enough for the first time. And here they had the Ministry of Horses and Stables. Now, on the right-hand side, again, very nice one palace, and it was constructed for Prince Abamelik Lazarev. Nowadays, this is used as a restaurant, and in front of it is a small pier for pleasure boats. Please, ladies and gentlemen, we'll look at the opposite bank, where it's still doing all this. Really, really, really expensive. They're not far away from the Winter Palace. They're quite close to Nevsky Prospect. On some apartments, you can see the names, the word sale, and also the telephone number. Grey stone building on your left, on top, has the name of the company which is housed at Mrs. Siemens. By the way, they started their business here, but also on the right-hand side we have the main building of one of the highest schools of the university. In the city in the 19th century, all those wonderful 3 or 4 stories mansions built for one family were in the past, in the 18th century. And in the 19th century, they were replaced by these skyscrapers. The great with the driver. You're still standing there, waiting for you to arrive, to come back. And the boys are here, yes, everything is in order.
Well made, and you can see there's shoal or there were wood or there's different areas around Russia. Most of it centers around Moscow, is where they're and a lot of people just well, they're not individual artists. They're with like a co-op, you know, like a communist co-op.
Coming in to market. I wonder if we're going to take this picture.
heard a lot about the man. Now you can, excuse me, you can see him on your right. He's one of the best monuments in St. Petersburg. You will see it once more during the city tour. This is Peter the Great, the Bronze Horseman. Well, starting from tomorrow, you will definitely need
What are you up to?